Good morning! This is Rose Domingo, your digital creator here on YouTube. For today's topic, I would touch about the different generations. We have here the boomers, the Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, and the newest Gen A. Okay. What separates Gen Y and Gen X? And hey, Gen Z and Gen A. It's easy to see why there are so many confusion about generation cohorts. And we will try to differentiate each one today. Para naman meron tayong konting idea what are the different generations. Okay, what makes each generation different? Before we dive into each generation, remember that the exact years born are in dispute because there are no comparably definite thresholds by which the latter generations after boomers are defined. But this should give you a general range to help identify what generation you belong in. The other fact to remember is that new technology is typically first adopted by the youngest generation and then is gradually adopted by the older generations. Number one generation here is the baby boomer generation. Okay. Birth years 1946 to 1964. Current age 57 to 75. Size 71.6 million. Media consumption. Baby boomers are the biggest consumers of traditional media like television, radio, magazines, and newspaper. Despite being so traditional, 90% of baby boomers have a Facebook account. This generation has begun to adopt more technology in order to stay in touch with family members and reconnect with old friends. Finances, managing retirement with life expectancies on the rise. Banking habits, boomers prefer to go into a branch to perform transactions. This generational cohort still prefers to use cash, especially for purchases under $5. Here is 250 pesos. Okay. What's next on their financial horizon? This generation is experiencing the highest growth in student loan debt. While this might seem counterintuitive, it can be explained by the fact that this generation has the most wealth and is looking to help their children with their student debt. They have a belief that you should take care of your children enough to set them on the right course and don't plan on leaving any inheritance. With more Americans outliving their retirement fund, declining pensions and Social Security in jeopardy, ensuring you can successfully fund retirement is a major concern for boomers. The next generation is Generation X. Birth years 1965 to 1979 up to 1980. Current age 41 to 56. Size 65.2 million. Media consumption. Gen X still reads newspapers, magazines, listens to radio and watches TV, about 165 hours worth of TV a month. However, they are also digitally savvy and spend roughly 7 hours a week on Facebook, the highest of any generation cohort. Shaping events: end of Cold War, the rise of personal computing, and feeling lost between the two huge generations. Finances: carrying the highest debt load while still raising children and saving for retirement. What's next to Gen X financial horizon? Gen X is trying to raise a family, pay off student debt, and take care of aging parents. These demands put a high strain on their resources. The average Gen Xer carries $142,000 in debt, though most of this is in their mortgage. They are looking to reduce their debt while building a stable saving plan for the future. The next generation is millennials, or genY. Birth years: 1980 to 1994 to 1996. Current age: 25 to 40. Size: 72.1 million. Media consumption: 95% still watch TV, but Netflix edges out of traditional cable as the preferred provider. Cord cutting in favor of streaming services is the popular choice. This generation is extremely comfortable with mobile devices, but 32% will still use a computer for purchases. They typically have multiple social media accounts. Shaping events: the Great Recession, the technological explosion of the internet and social media, and 9/11. Finances: massive student debt causes this generation to delay their major life purchases. Banking habits: millennials have less brand loyalty than previous generations. They prefer to shop products and features first and have little patience for inefficient or poor service. Because of this, millennials place their trust in their brands with superior product history, such as Apple and Google. They seek digital tools to help manage their debt and see their banks as transactional as opposed to relational. What's next on their financial horizon? Millennials are powering the workforce, but with huge amount of student debt, this is delaying major purchases. Like weddings and homes. Because of this financial instability, millennials choose access over ownership, which can be seen through their preference for on-demand services. They want partners that will help guide them to their big purchases. The next generation is Gen Z. Birth years: 1997 to 2012. Current age: 6 to 24. Size: 68 million. Media consumption: the average Gen Zer received their first mobile phones at age 10.3 years. Many of them grew up playing with their parents' mobile phones or tablets. They have grown up in a hyper-connected world and the smartphone is their preferred method of communication. On average, they spend 3 hours a day on their mobile device, shaping events, smartphones, social media, never knowing a country not at war, and seeing the financial struggles of their parents, Gen X. Similar to Gen X, their parents in financial attitudes, but wanting to avoid that after seeing millennials struggle. Banking habits, the generation has seen the struggle of millennials and have adopted a more fiscally conservative approach. They want to avoid debt and appreciate accounts on services that aid in their endeavor. Debit cards top their priority list, followed by mobile banking. Shaping events, smartphones, social media, never knowing a country not a war, and seeing the financial struggles of their parents, Gen X. What's next to Gen Z's financial horizon? Learning about personal finance, they have a strong appetite for financial education and are opening savings accounts at younger ages than prior generations. Another one, and the last one for now, is Generation Alpha. Generation Alpha birth years 2012 to 2025. Current age 0 to 9. Size 48 million and growing. Media consumption. Alphas are being raised in homes with smart speakers and devices everywhere. Technology is built into everyday items. Many of them attended school virtually thanks to the global pandemic and are gravitating toward online learning with programs such as Khan Academy, Prodigy, and IXL. Many have even had a digital presence since before they were born, with their millennial parents creating social media handles for their infants. Shaping events, global pandemic, social justice movement, Trump opera, politics, and Brexit. Finances, alphas are digital natives that will expect fully integrated, personalized consumer experiences. Although it's not clear if their future banking habits will be influenced by their parents, current data suggests they will be one of the most highly educated and wealthy generations. Wow naman! So that's all I have researched for the different generations we have at present. I hope I have contributed a little about what are the differences of these generations. So thank you very much for joining me once again. Please like and subscribe to my new channel. Not new because I have finished my 3 months OJT already. Please ring the notification bell to keep you updated of our future videos. God bless and bye for now. Smile.